Hey listeners, welcome back to Bookcast. I'm Jenny, your book-loving host, and as always, I'm joined by Alex.
Hi friends, glad you're here. Jenny, I have to admit, this chapter title kind of confused me at first. Reasonable is greater than rational? Isn't being rational a good thing?
You're not wrong. Rationality sounds ideal. But Housel makes a subtle but powerful point here. You don't need to make perfectly rational decisions. You need to make reasonable ones you can actually stick with. In other words, real-world decisions need to work for real people, not just look good on a spreadsheet.
That's kind of liberating. So we're allowed to make decisions that make us feel secure, even if they're not mathematically optimal.
Exactly. Housel gives a great example. Some people pay off a low-interest mortgage early, even though they could theoretically earn more by investing that money. Why? Because the emotional relief of being debt-free is worth it to them. That's not rational, but it's totally reasonable.
Yeah, I've seen that in real life. Like, someone might invest conservatively even if a more aggressive portfolio would likely perform better, just because they sleep better that way.
Right. And Housel says that kind of approach is not only okay, it's smart in the long run, because it matches your personality, it's sustainable, it reduces emotional decision-making in volatile times.
So if I hear you correctly, this is a chapter about emotional intelligence in money decisions, not just logic.
Yes. Money is deeply personal. It's tied to our fears, goals, childhoods, and sense of safety. So even though math tells us one thing, life often tells us another.
And it makes sense when you think about it. The most rational plan is useless if you abandon it the first time it stresses you out.
Exactly. And Housel even writes, the correct answer to most financial questions is, it depends on what works for you. It's such a refreshing take. He's not saying throw logic out the window, just that psychological comfort matters too.
So, what are some other examples of being reasonable over rational?
Here are a few Housel mentions or implies. Holding more cash than you need because it helps you feel safe. Keeping some money in low-yield accounts because it's easy to access. Investing in your passions or values even if they don't maximize returns. Avoiding complex strategies even if they're technically more efficient. And my favorite, choosing a financial path you'll actually follow, not one that just sounds good on paper.
This really shifts the perspective. Finance isn't just about what's smart. It's also about what's sustainable.
Yes. And I think this is especially important in today's world where there's so much noise. People saying, you should invest this way, you should own crypto, you shouldn't save so much cash, etc. Housel is like, breathe. Just do what works for you.
It's funny, this chapter gave me permission to stop over-optimizing. Like, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent.
That's exactly the spirit. And to quote Housel again, do the reasonable thing, not the rational thing, if it helps you sleep at night.
I love that. Because in the end, financial peace is more important than financial perfection.
That should be a poster. And honestly, I think more people would build long-term wealth if they allowed themselves to be reasonable and stopped trying to impress others or chase the perfect strategy.
So, what's your one-line takeaway for this episode?
Here it is. The best money strategy is the one you'll actually stick with, not the one that looks the best on paper.
Boom. And to everyone listening, what's one reasonable money decision you've made that helped you stay calm or consistent? Let us know in the comments. No shame, no judgment.
And if this episode helped you breathe easier around money, give us a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to @BookcastPod. Next up, Chapter 12, Surprise, where we dive into the unpredictable nature of money and how to deal with uncertainty.
Thanks for hanging out with us. And remember, you don't need to be perfect to win with money. Just be patient, kind to yourself, and reasonable. See you next time.